Hello, 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 and welcome to a brand new episode of the Being Podcast, a safe space that I've created for us to come to and share with one another so that we can think about and tweak, if we need to, the ways in which we believe, engage, innovate, navigate, and gain in every area of our lives. I am your host, your girl Jada, and thanks for being here for another week. Whether you are seeing me, hey, on the YouTube channel via video, or if I am just all up in your ear. I appreciate you either way it goes. And I am grateful to have you here. And for all of you who have been blessing me in the ways of sharing the episodes with other people and then letting me know how it's actually impacting you. It means the absolute world to me because sometimes when I'm sitting here and I am just pouring, out my heart and sharing things that are going on in my life, I'm like, well, maybe it's landing, maybe it's not, but I'm going to keep going. So when I am getting that validation back, it definitely anchors me and makes me feel just elated that you're willing to do that. So thank you. And I appreciate you. So before we get into the topic I want to get into this week, we are coming off the heels of Memorial Day. As a veteran myself, coming from a family of vets and people who, not only wanted to serve and to step up, but ultimately for those who made the ultimate sacrifice for this country, no matter what we think of it, what's going on. We are really, truly blessed to be here. So happy Memorial Day to any of you who may be descendants of people who served our great nation. So I want to pop in. This is going to probably be a little fast and furious because one, I don't want to cry. And two, I know you have things that you got to get on with because some of us are really getting into the thick of things with summer already. My baby girl actually just started summer camp this week, and she's got things coming up and she's super excited. So I know we are in and out and moving and doing all the things. So with that, if you are watching, let me stand up if I can. I have a sweatshirt on and it says, "Follow your dreams." And so a lot of times I think that we as adults, those of us who may be married, those of us that are mamas, just those of us that have been able to accomplish some of our goals and our dreams, we kind of get stuck in our heads, right? It's either I'm scared to try something new or to attempt something for whatever that fear may be, or, oh, my time has passed because society has told me this, or my family, my friends, whoever, or even ourselves, right? We will stop ourselves from doing and following our dreams. Like, okay, now I'm a mom, so I have to just put what I want to the side. And I talk about this a lot. Like all 3 seasons, I'm really about women coming back to our true identity. Like, who are we at our core and how are we getting after that? If we've already started, how do we build it? If we haven't, how do we get started, right? That's really important to me. But I would say even more so for our babies, right? What are we doing to not only tell them, right? Because we don't want to be those do as I say, not as I do people, right? You with me? We don't want to do that. We don't want to be that person. And so, how do we not only encourage them, pour into them, set them up for success as much as we can, not only in what we're saying, not only in what we're providing, whether it's financially or emotionally or just time, but how do we also do that in the ways that we represent our own dreams and goals and desires? So, last weekend, not this past weekend, but last weekend, my girls had dance recital. And it's so funny because normally throughout the school year, I don't want to go to practice. I don't want to go. I'm like, mama didn't pay this money and mama didn't made arrangements. You going, right? So whatever we start, we are going to finish, right? And so sometimes there's, arguments and fights and tears and frustrations, but we still make it through. And then they get up on that big stage and the lights and makeup, and they're just basking in all of that. And especially because daddy does not like makeup. So I'm like, this is the time we get to have fun, right? So they had their dance recital, and it was my big girls, like fourth recital, I think. And it was my baby girl's first one. And it was just so remarkable as their mom to watch them because, yes, my dance company that they go to, we are able to go in and watch them at the end of class, where some studios you can't, right? It's just like a big surprise when when they have recital. But I was always trying to make a point to go and watch them because they get excited to see you show up, right? But then to see it all come together, the costumes, all the kids, the lights, the music, it's just, it's really wonderful. And they leave there feeling just elated. And my baby girl, I promise you, my baby girl, she's like, Mommy, are you, when you pick me up today, are you taking me to the stage? And I'm like, next year, girl, next year. So I am so grateful that she, even though we had some moments, some weeks we didn't want to go, we now know what that hard work leads to, what the results are, and we're excited, right? So it was really nice and fun to see that. Then this recent past weekend, my oldest was in her second beauty pageant contest. And I'll tell you, like, I think some of you may know this about me. I competed for the title of Miss Texas on the America side many years ago. Okay. And I was older getting into pageants, like literally sitting at the University of Houston in my room with it all packed up and watching a show about contestants from the America side and USA. And I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go home and do pageants. And I did. And I loved it for that little bit of time that I was able to compete. And so I wasn't necessarily looking at throwing my girls into pageants, but I will tell you, I think that there are a lot of good qualities about them doing this. And I say them because baby girl will be up there next year. She's already looking at big sister. She wants to do everything she does. And I'm like, all right, I'm here for it. But you have to get on stage and you have to introduce yourself and you have to go to do interview. And so she has to go and sit and speak with, all of the judges. She has formal wear and she gets up on stage and she has to do her walk, all of these things. And we also have to do community service. And so saying all this to say, because we are fresh off of it, like literally just got home the other day. And she was great for what I have tried to expose her to, not wanting to be a stage mom, not wanting to try to relive my pageant days. I have not overly tried to push her, if you will. But I will say this. I learned from her this past weekend. We ain't gonna cry, y'all. I'm gonna stay with it. We're not gonna cry. But we put her in a lot of different optional contests and she came home with like 10 trophies. She did great getting up there doing her talent that she worked so hard on. She did her interview, she did all the things. And she gets on stage and I'm on the side just praying that my baby girl is gonna make top 5. And she did it. And prior to this, though, I'm like pouring into her and I'm like, baby girl, you have done great. And not lying to her, I'm feeding the truth, right? Because I'm going to love you so hard and I'm going to praise you when you need to be praised. And I'm going to give you constructive criticism. And that's from my baby girls to my friends, right? To myself, to my nephews, whoever, because I believe that I would want the same in return. Don't just beat me down and be mean to me, but give me the pointer so that I can become better. And so I was pouring into her and I'm like, you did great. And I'm so proud of you. And there's a lot of adult women who are in fear of whatever it is that wouldn't even try. And I am just so excited for you getting out there and trying. And no matter what, we're going to be excited for our friends and we're going to cheer them on. And whatever happens, happens. I shared with her, hey, for pageants, a different set of judges on a different day, you would have a different result or possibly could have a different result. So, we're still just learning. And my baby girl not only took that, but she really took it to heart because, again, she did not make top 5. She was up there, though, smiling and cheering on her friends and so excited for them. And she's like, okay, it's fine. I'm coming back next year. That warmed my heart because my mama guilt of saying, you know what, did I fully prepare her? Did I give her all the tools to be successful? Did I really set her up? And I had to answer myself and say, no, that I didn't. And you know what? As much as I want to, get it right all the time or majority of the time, and to say that, yes, I've thought through everything, I'm human. I am in this flesh and I'm not going to always get it right. And so she was like, Mommy, it's okay. And I shared with her my thoughts, and she was like, no, it's fine. I'm okay. And yes, I really want to do this, and now mind you, the week before, we found out that she had made the competition team for gymnastics, and I was really excited for her. But I was like, I had already been teasing, like, hey, we may have to start making some hard choices, right? Because we can't be everywhere all the time doing all of the things and not doing them well. So you may have to choose. And so she's like, Mommy, okay, I don't want to do gymnastics anymore. And I respect that. So we have a really good game plan, and I think the point of this episode is one for us, you and me, as adults, to continue to follow our dreams, to really think about what it is that we want our babies to live by, and make sure that we are doing that so that they can see the example. And that's what she taught me. And I had to like hear her and talk to some of my friends and pray and like give myself grace and see where I made some missteps and how can I correct them. And that's all we can do. All we can do is try to get a little bit better every day, to continue to make, decisions and choices and taking steps and taking risk to, follow those dreams and to accomplish them. And so I will tell you, I am super excited for what this next year has for not only my oldest, but baby girl. And then, baby boy, he's out there. He's being all boy. So we're going to figure that out too. But for my girls, for me to be an example, to be the example I really want to model for them to be, and for me to still be open to learning from them and taking lessons from them, because they really do soak up what we teach them. So if this is for you or anybody please share it. Please know that you're doing the best that you can. And if you're not in whatever area, think about how you tweak that so that you can become better in that area. And not only for you, but for whoever you are pouring into, whoever's possibly watching you. So that's what I wanted to share. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a great summer. I think only a few more episodes for this season, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a break, just like I'm having them to take a break from dance and all the things this summer, so mommy can just reset as well. And there's nothing wrong with that, to take a step, take a pause, take a beat, take a breath, and for us to tweak and figure out how to get that trajectory to go the way we want it to, where we want it to, and how we want it to. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And just know to give yourself grace. And also this, that we are doing our best and our babies really, truly do see it. Okay. And let that keep pushing you forward. Let that keep getting you up and just continuing to follow your dreams so they can follow their dreams. And we are raising, not only them, but maybe even ourselves a little bit in this one life we have to live here. All right. So I will see you next week. And then I think maybe one more episode after that. And then we're going to take a little break, and I will be back with new episodes after that. But until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and see you then. Bye.